So we are reviewing the algebra that we need for chapter 4. First of all, I want to remind you of what an integer is, a whole number, mainly whole numbers actually here. What we need, we'll be working with whole numbers. So whole numbers or positive integers, whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. These are called whole numbers. Okay, here's my question to you. First question. If I tell you the number of students who are absent today is less than 5, can you guys tell me what could be the actual number of students? So number of students absent less than 5. Okay, what could it be? I didn't tell you, I didn't enclose the actual number, but I'm saying it's less than 5. What would you start thinking when I say it's less than 5?
4.
What, 4? Is that it? Could it be anything else?
3, 2, 1.
0.
0, don't forget the 0. Yeah, exactly. So less than 5, and x is a whole number. It is 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 or 0. It's one of them. Okay, good. Now let's say number of students absent today. Now I'm looking at the screen, is exactly 3. So how many students are absent today, guys? It's a 3. When I say exactly, that means you don't have many choices. You only have one choice. It's exactly 3. So the number of students absent today is 3. What about if I say number of students absent today is more than 5? And I have 29 students on my roster. What could it be?
6, 7, 8.
All the way to what?
29.
29, exactly. Very good, guys. That's what more than means. Okay, there are some other languages I want you to get used to. What if I say number of students absent today is at most? You're gonna learn what at most means. 5. What does at most? If I say at most 5 students are gonna be absent today, what are the possibilities?
No more than 5.
Okay, how would you list them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Could be a 5.
Or it could be just 1. It could be 3. Yeah.
But there is one more.
0.
0. So at most 5, guys, means 5 or less. Exactly. It could be 5, it could be 4, it could be 3, it could be 2, it could be 1, could be 0. Let's do the at least. Number of students present today. Let's get rid of the negative and do the positive. Number of students present today is at least 25 students. So if I tell you the number of students who are present in my class today is at least 25, what numbers would you start thinking of? Remember, I have up to 29 students. So what could it be? Do you agree, guys? 25 is included. At least the 25 includes the 25, and at most 5 includes the 5. At least the 25 means 25 or more. So it could be 25, it could be 26, it could be 27, it could be 28 or 29. I can't go beyond 29 because that's my class capacity. That doesn't go above 29. So this is what at most means. This is what at least means. Less than, more than, and exactly. You're going to see those wording a lot today, guys. And that's why I want you to try to become familiar with it. Now, this is the guided, the skills review handout that I made available on the first day of classes. It's available online. And now we're just gonna try to learn, just with how to work with those inequality. So assume that x is an integer from 0 to 10. So x could be 0, could be 1, could be 2, could be 3, all the way to 10. What do we mean by x bigger than 5? Do you guys agree that bigger than 5, you read it is greater than 5? It could be a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, or a 10. Last semester when I did this, a student told me, Mr. Bazzi, what about 6.5? Isn't that bigger than 5? I said, yes, it is bigger than 5. But remember, what's x? Is an integer. It has to be a whole number. So we don't count decimals here, only whole numbers. So remember that. Otherwise, if x is not an integer, I wouldn't be able to list the numbers. It would be infinitely many. X less than 5, guys. Less than 5 doesn't include 5. So we have a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, and a 0 right here. How do we read this? Now you're going to learn how do you write at most. X is at most 6, guys. We write it like this, x, and then we put the less than and we put an equal sign, just like that. That is read as at most. At most 6 means 6 or less. That's what it means. And look, I listed them, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, or a 0. At least 8. So if I say I want at least 2 students to help me with the task, so I'm saying 2 is okay and more is okay also. So at least 8 means 8 or more. And look, 8, 9. You can't go beyond 10. And why I can't go beyond 10? Because I said at the very beginning that x can go only from 0 to 10. X is between 3 and 7. What are the numbers that are between 3 and 7? There is a 4, there's a 5, and there's a 6. And this is where I listed them. Okay, now, guys, what we're going to do, so I'm going to rewrite, those statements. Less than, we use that sign. More than, that's what you need to pay attention. We use this sign. At most, it's this, less than or equal to. At least, greater than or equal to. And exactly is the equal sign. Okay, let's do work on this example together. Which integers from 0 to 15 satisfies the inequality x less than 7? Now the integer can go from 0 to 15. It's not 0 to 10 anymore. It's another example. So less than 7, guys, what would you start with if it is less than 7?
6.
Yep. So you got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. These are the ones. Example, next example, translate the inequality. If you're wondering why this says example 28 and not example 1, because there are other handouts before this one, and they were, so I number them from example 1 till the very end. Translate the inequality. A heart rate is at least 80 beats per minute. Okay. Here's how we translate, guys. A heart rate could be any heart rate. Just give it a letter name. I use X right here. Would you guys, can you find me a more suitable letter than X for heart rate? What would you use? Let's see.
HR.
H. Yeah. H or R. Okay, we'll go with the H. Okay. At least greater than or equal to 80. And that's how you translate. This is a statement in words, and this is a statement using mathematical symbols. This is how you translate this inequality. If you guys see this or that, they're exactly the same thing. Here you read it, H is at least 80. And H, guys, stands for heart rate. I could use X, no problem if you want. All right. B, help me with B, guys. A speed of no more than 55 miles per hour. I'm going to use S for speed. Okay, how would you interpret no more than 55? Which sign is it going to be? First, second, third, fourth, or fifth? Okay, let's see what we have in
The
the
first.
Okay, this one is greater than 55 that you put there, but he says no more than 55. If I say you're allowed no more than 55, what is it that I'm saying? Is 55 included? If I say you can do no more than 55, is 55 included? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, included. So it's not only less than or equal to, at most. Yes. No more, guys, means at most. Somebody put a chat at most. That is correct. That's what no more is. Okay, next. There you go. I put the answer right there. A temperature below 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's use T. I think below, guys, shouldn't be difficult to interpret. What do you think below 98.6 is going to be?
Less than.
Less than, yes, I agree. Okay, your turn. I'm not gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna have you probably different students for each one. If you can tell me the answers, that will be great. So let's translate. If you're shy of speaking out, you can put the stuff in the chat. A weight of no more than 180 pounds. Okay, I will suggest the variable, so it's a W. Someone give me the rest.
Less than 180.
No more.
No more.
Less than or equal to
Less
180.
than or equal to. Very good. Because when I say no more, I said I don't want it to be more. But if it is 180, that's okay. That's what that means. Exactly. Okay, who would like to do B? A height of at least 60 inches. Yes, we got an answer. Greater than or equal to 60. That is correct. Greater than or equal to. Can be both, but it could be any of those. C, who would like to give us an answer for C? Exactly 9 doors in a house.
That equal sign.
Yep. You will know why, guys, you're learning all of this. D equals 9, that's fine. I can use D too. More than 15 people participated. Somebody say it or put it in the chat.
X is less than or equal to 15.
More than 15. Which sign are you going to use?
You can put P more than 50.
Yeah, P more than 15. Okay. I'll tell you guys, and that happens in many of my classes. Some students understand the statement, but they get confused with the signs. So I'm going to show you a technique, guys, to figure out which one means greater and which one means less, because sometimes the students get confused between the two. They wanted to do greater, but by mistake, they put the less than sign, and then they end up, just with wrong answers. So I'll show you a technique in how to be sure in a second once we do this. No less than 20 people are needed. I said I want no less than 20 to participate.
X is greater than or equal to 20.
You got it. Exactly. Because 20 is good. Less than 20 is not good, but 20 or more is good. That's what it means, 20 or more. Just review it, guys, later. It will make sense to you. I'm very sure. The amount should not exceed 20 pounds. I'm telling you, okay, get me something, but don't exceed 20 pounds. What is it that I'm telling you? Okay, I have something in the chat. Yep, you got it. All right. Here is the technique, guys, to figure out whether this is a greater than or a smaller than. If I put this, if this sign encloses the variable is inside the sign, it's a greater sign always. You see, if you just extend it, the sign, the variable is enclosed inside the sign. But look at this, guys. The variable is outside of the sign. It's not enclosed on the sign. This is a less than. So this is one way, guys, to try, just to distinguish between the two. If I put, just a straight line here, that means I'm saying 15 or greater. If I put this line here, I say 15 or less. So equal 15 is good. Less than 15 is also good. So this is about the inequalities. Okay. Now, we're just going to show you how to fill in formulas. And let me just explain this before we start working on chapter 4. Okay. We're going to see this formula later, but I want to just introduce you to it beforehand. This notation, guys, is called summation notation. It's an order to add. So we need to add summation, sum, total. This here, it's a multiplication operation. And this is a variable called x, and this is a probability called px. What does he mean by sum of x, px? He means add all of the x, px. You multiply the x by px and then add them up. For example, guys, if I give you this table and I ask you to find this formula here, look what you do. You come to the first x, which is a 0, and multiply it by the p of x, which correspond to it, which is the 0.23. Then you go to the second x1 and multiply by the 0.5. Then you go to the 2 and then multiply by 0.17. So you get here 0.34, and you get 0.50, and you get 0 here. Now you want the final answer. He says sum of x px. So what he's telling you guys, after you did all of this work, add them up, and then you add them up. 0 plus 0.5 plus 0.34, which is 0.84. So this is what a summation notation means. Here is another example, guys. he gives you x to be 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. And he said, find this sum of x. Does anyone know what to do here? Okay, let's see. Add them all. Okay, I
Maybe
agree.
20.
Yeah. So it will be 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8, which is 20. Okay, another example, guys. I'll give you x. How do you do this now? Take the, you mean the square, not the square root. Take the square of each one and add them, yes. So what's the square of 1? 1 square, which is 1 times 1, 1. The square of 2, which is 4. The square of 3, which is 9. The square of 4, guys, which is 16, and then add them. I agree. So 1 plus 4. So you got to do the inside first, guys, before you do the big thing outside, which is the addition. And that's good. All right. So this is how we use the summation. However, guys, you'll be able to use technology, but some of you probably might want to do the work by hand. It will be sometimes faster to do it by hand when you don't have too much data. So I thought to explain, what the summation notation means. The other thing I would like you, and I want you to have your calculator ready. Let's say, guys, I give you this formula here. I'll explain it. You don't need to know what the formula means yet. But I want to show you how to use the calculator. You have this formula. And I'm going to give you all the values. Okay. So x is 7. N is 10. P is 0.35. Q is 0.65. I'm just reading right here. And I want to find P of 7. Okay, watch, guys. And we'll do it on the calculator in a second, but let's plug in values. So N is 10. So we have 10, choose 7. That should ring a bell. That's from chapter 3. P is 0.35 raised to the power of 7. Q is 0.65, he says. And can someone tell me what's the power here? N minus X. N is 10 and X is 7. So what's 10 minus 7, guys?
3.
All right. Let's see how we can do this using technology. Watch. I'm not asking you to do this by hand at all. It's a lot of work to do it by hand, so I'm going to do it using technology. Okay, guys, let me just see if I can show you the whole thing. Okay. So 10, choose 7. You got to put 10 on the home screen. You're going to go to math, just like we did. You're going to go to probability. And then you're going to do NCR. And then you put a 7 there. You want to find it now, just press enter. I got it. It's 120. Now the 120, guys, I have to multiply it. Watch. 120 times 0.35. Okay, let me show you where the power is right here. And put the 7. Now to exit, guys, from the power, look what you do. Just press here. Now times 0.65 and then power exponent 3. There you go. That's the answer. You can get the answer 0.0212. And I'll write it down. That's how you use the formula. We will discuss, the formula later, but it's good to know how to use the formula. Another one, guys, is asking us here to do the sum of x px. And what you do the x px's first. There are 3 of them, and then you add them up. So for the first one, guys, if you can help me out, -5 times 0.97. For the second one is 95 times 0.02. And for the last one is 195 times 0.01. If I were you guys, I will do the multiplication and then add them. Okay, let's do that. Remember, negative, this is the sign for negative right here. You don't use this operation. This is an operation. It will be wrong. The calculator will not execute here. So -5 times 0.97. I got -4.85. And 95 times 0.02. I got 1.9. And this one is going to be 1.95. And to find the sum of x px, you just add them up. -4.85 plus 1.9 plus 1.95. And that should be, guys, -4.85 plus 1.9 plus 1.95. I got -1. That's the answer. All right. So that's what we need. Skills review for chapter 4.